Hello, everybody. Nine Nandez. How's everybody doing today? This is Saturday all day long, apparently. Cheers, dears. And it looks like it just started raining a lot. The whole room just went whoosh, got all dark. But anyway, I'm going to do a story on a thing called Acre Trader Investment Company. It's been in the news a lot lately, and I think we need to talk about it. It's interesting, to say the least. Oh, did you notice my new Buddha? He's up there. Ooh, yeah. Baby Buddha. So anyway, if you're new to my channel, I welcome you so much. Cheers, sit back and enjoy. Like me, love me, share me. Don't forget to subscribe. Hangers on. Oh, cheers, dears. Cheers, dears. Say hi to my little green man. My little Canadian friend. All right, let's get into this Acre Traders thing. Acre Traders Investment Company, more like Shady Acres. You're going to know where this is going now. Their mission statement is, this is an American real estate company that specializes in farmland. The company aims to increase investors' access to real assets, while providing capital to farmers and growers to expand their businesses. The company was founded in 2018 and are headquartered in Fayetteville, Arkansas. Shady Vance is one of their bigger investment people, and he, at the start, invested $65,000 to Acre Trader. And as vice president in this regime, he has a lot of sway as to how farmland will be dispersed and what government lands and the rest. He's second in command, don't forget. The trade wars are causing farmers to have to sell the farm, so to speak, and Ace Traders is always right there waiting to claw that land away from them. Are you getting a hint yet? Those new unvetted refugees that were flown to the United States by the Vance-Trump administration regime chartered a special plane just for those 59 people and their children, those white South African Afrikaners, and is paying for their housing, their food, and seasonal clothing, because we're coming into summer weather here from spring. And he's expediting their visas so they can become citizens in under 3 months. Even the Cubans didn't get it that good. They had to wait a year. Meanwhile, Trump has signed an executive order, well, he does on anything Biden ever signed, for visa holders, and told them to go, get out. Meanwhile, thousands of others have been waiting for a flight. They have done all the paperwork. They have waited outside the country in tent encampments, internment camps, whatever the hell you want to call them, for 3, 4, 5 years, waiting for their shot to come to America. Finally get approved. They're on a flight on the tarmac, only to be told, no, we don't want you. And this includes the interpreters from Afghanistan that were given protective custody here. Well, not here, well, some here, and in the United States, that served Americans when in their time of need. These interpreters let the soldiers know, both in Canada, Britain, Australia, anybody that served in Afghanistan. They let the soldiers know what these guys were talking on the street and stuff like that. Anything was planned, they'd go and tell the soldiers, at great risk to theirs and their families' lives. And at the time, Trump didn't love anything more than ragging on Biden, saying, oh my God, look, he was going to protect all those people. He left all those people behind. How horrible is that? He left those people. They're going to die now, blah, 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 on and on and on and on. When all he really cared about was all the disabled equipment that they left behind. Oh, they left $80 billion behind. They could have put all that on friggin' big airplanes and stuff and flew that out of there. There's lots of other air bases. Could have flew it to Qatar. Seems to be his favorite city these days. But anyway, Ace traders don't care about farmers. They care about the land, and that's all they care about. So, and this is just me talking for entertainment purposes only. Oh, I'm wondering that when they, meaning the Republican MAGAs, like James Comer, that Louisiana nitwit there, Clay Higgins, the disgraced cop that beat people, black people, Maggoty Trader Peen, when they kept going on like, Joe Biden's selling all our land to the Communist Chinese Party. which wasn't true. Did you know that China only owns 1% of American land? 1%. Funny thing, 30% of the land that was for sale, Canadians bought. Go figure. But I believe it was, in fact, Acre Traders and Shady Vance. That's who I think was getting that property. Were they the brokers that sold American farmland to the Chinese Communist Party? I believe they had a hand in it. I certainly do. And now it seems that the family farm is just another acquisition for investors worldwide because they have expanded. Acre Traders tells you, for example, some of the most pristine farmland in California can be yours, at least by proxy, which I think you're just going to rent the land from them. That's what I think that means. But anyway, California land can be yours in just a matter of minutes. That's their promise. They are a company that will simplify the investments of valuable U.S. farmland. And if they can do that in just a matter of minutes, is anybody reading that fine print to see what they're really signing? I would make no deal in less than a few minutes. No, hell no. In my opinion, they sure dress up their product to make it look good, but what's underneath? What's underneath that bow when you rip it off? It's an ad like 83 acres of almond trees in the Joaquin Valley is an opportunity to invest in a water-secure almond orchard in the world's most productive almond-producing region. Really? If it was that productive, it would have been that profitable as well. Making me think, why is it being sold? I know that people can die, pass it to their family don't want to farm. Not mostly, no. If it's that profitable, some family member's going to pick up that and run with it. My opinion. This property also boasts of senior water rights on the Kings River. That suggests the land will continue to turn a profit because they don't have to worry about droughts or whatever. They have a river right there to keep everything watered. The dream of a lifetime, right? There's no indication that Shady Pants has even divested 1 cent from the company. And why would he when his boss is selling access to the White House for millions and billions of dollars? Selling access to the country, and he'll sell off America a piece at a time, and he don't give a shit which piece, who gets. Just saying. Now, there is what I call a watchdog group that is telling the tale, so to speak, and they are American Voices, Times Contrarian. And most of the information I'm going to give you is written by a guy named Greg Moran. And I found this little tidbit also from Voice America. And it says, Trump's government isn't failing, it's performing. As storms gather and safety nets fail, the cruelty isn't the collateral damage. It is the main event, and we're all watching it burn. In his first administration, season 1, cruelty wasn't the bug, it was the feature. Now, in season 2, it's the whole damn operating system. That was by Michael Cohen from American Voices. Can you see why? Got your Medicare gone, Medicaid's gone, SNAP's gone. Shady Pants, while he was backed by Peter Thiel, who hired him as a venture capitalist, I did a video about that a while back. He was apparently named Couch Effer before he was vice president. And according to a 2022 financial disclosure for the Ethics Committee, the investment firm Naran Capital that Vance launched in 2020 with the backing of Peter Thiel, they only apparently like gay guys if they're stinking rich and can do something for them. The rest of the gay community, the LGBTQ community, can go take a hike. Guys like Thiel and Besant, they helped with these investments. Well, Besant didn't, but Besant's gay and a billionaire. Shady is no longer listed as a partner at Naran Capital, but then again, Shady Trader Peen said that she is a businesswoman in charge of a construction company that knows all about taxation and hiring people like undocumented immigrants. Can't say if that's true or not, but that's what I think because she's that person. Says that she's a businesswoman, but that company was given to her husband, Perry Green, not her, and she's not on any of the stuff. Go to the site and you will see. I think the last time I went and looked, it was Marjorie Taylor Green, wife. That's all she's on there for. So he gave it to her husband, not her. But in 2023, in his financial disclosures, a year later, he is an investor in Moran. But he apparently sold off his stock in 2023, maybe a week later, maybe, I don't know. But in Moran, but that's not the same, albeit similarly named investment vehicle to invest in Shady Acres, says Greg Moran. This was a farm. There was a farm and food systems strategist and Democratic candidate for the North Carolina Commissioner of Agriculture. Her name is Sarah Tabor, and she described Acre Traders like Uber for buying farmland. Like Uber, Acre Traders makes it easier for more buyers to gain quick access to an ordinarily expensive asset. And who is one of its key investors that's profiting off of every single sale? That would be Shady Pants. That's right. These should be huge red flags because of insider knowledge of how high tariffs will be, what countries they'll be on. He would know all that. Because certain countries have a vested interest in knowing what's going on in the agriculture world in the United States of America, and they can get a foothold. The other part of that is that they can figure out which farms are going to go broke by what tariffs are on what row crop. Vance was also a co-founder in App Harvest. Now, App Harvest was supposed to revolutionize farming. It was one of these dome things, biospheres or whatever, and it would protect against drought and rain and all this stuff, and it had sprinkler systems, blah, blah, blah. And it would bring a lot of good-paying jobs, supposed to be over 1,000 jobs to Eastern Kentucky, because they were really hurting. However, he got a ton of backing, and almost immediately it started to implode because he couldn't find buyers because they didn't plan anything out. They didn't have anybody to buy the equipment from. They couldn't get this and they couldn't get that because they didn't think it through because he does not have it. He may be a lawyer, but maybe that's all he doesn't know that either because he doesn't seem to know the law either. But anyway, he got a ton of backing and it almost imploded immediately. And now it's no longer. But oh well, no sense, no feeling. He just walked away because he doesn't give a shit. But because he isn't running Acre Traders, it's still up and running because he isn't running it. In my opinion, they're stealing land from desperate farmers and selling it to global oligarchs. Since this administration is not adverse to double dipping, and so were some Democrats, I'm just saying, they should all be made, as Ms. Tabor says, they should all be made to divest from their interests before running for office. That way they have no knowledge of what's going on in the first weeks before they got like 60 days or something to divest and put stuff in blind trust. I think it's 90 here in Canada. But anyway, yeah, they should be made to divest before running for office. We don't know what he's incentivized to do. Yeah, we do. Make more money for himself. Now the regime is selling off parts of state land to folks like the Saudis and the Qataris so they can build 150,000 square foot data centers, mine the shit out of the forest. You know, those trees are keeping our air clean and stopping us from choking to death, right? Acre Traders are looking at flooded rice fields from the Mississippi Delta to the Midwest corn farmers. Just the crops that China is no longer interested in buying, and soybean, by the way. They're going to the South America for that, or Latin America. So yeah, China's no longer buying this stuff. These farmers are going to go broke, and Acre Traders is right there in the wings waiting for that to happen. They're vampires. They are not going to be able to grow it themselves because there's no place to sell it. They're only going to be able to grow enough for the community. Leon Muscolini also has an interest in buying land in Texas. He bought over 4,400 acres of prime real estate valued at $3.4 billion. I think he got hosed, just saying. Of prime real estate valued at $3.4 billion, where SpaceX is, at the southern tip of Texas. And apparently, it will officially become a city on May 4th. And it did. Mussolini wrote on X, Starbase, Texas is now a real city. But now he's got to come up with all the backing to run a backing city. They had a vote by the residents, and most of those residents, 283 eligible voters, were SpaceX employees. The online results showed Cameron County 212 votes in favor, 6 against. This city is 1.6 square miles and will have a mayor, 2 commissioners who will oversee city planning, taxation. Oh, back taxation. Oh, no. Leon doesn't do taxes. He ain't paying none of that. No. He'll find somebody else to pay those. No, he's not paying taxes. And other stuff. There's some word out on some of the other chats and stuff that this little compound that he's building will also hold more Afrikaners coming from South Africa. That's what's going on out there on the street. And he's the one, in my opinion, that put that bug in Trump's ear. Like, Trump thought about it before, but Elon just bored in there, boring company, right? Bored right into his little pea brain there. And that's all he can talk about now. So, in true tyrant tycoon fashion, Elon built a great big giant bust of his big head and put that in what's going to be the city square. Right downtown. His big head right there. It wasn't up 2 days before it was vandalized. And people are always doing stuff to it. So anyway, yeah, it was almost immediately. So, Starbase, Texas, y'all. Can't make this shit up. But anyway, that's what's going on. And this, I love this shirt. I really do. If you're thinking of buying one, this is, I think it's a man's. I don't know what they do it, but this is a medium. I wear about a size 12, so if you want to buy one from Midas Touch, go ahead. Anyway, 99 Love, should be good, be safe. Please be good to you first so you can be good to somebody else. Mwah. Take care of you, won't ya? And don't forget to subscribe. I love y'all.